listen, let's get this out of the way right now. Oh, overexposed again. Okay, let's make this clear, guys. Was this a bad show? No. But I am going to tell you this. They made some very dumb decisions here. And I made a decision on, at least for the moment, what I'm going to do about these videos. Because as some of you have noticed, I haven't been putting images into my videos for Impact Wrestling much. Some for AEW, yes. I haven't been myself, so I have been lied about that. But Impact Wrestling, I've made a decision, at least for the moment. I am not putting any more images in my videos unless it is something important. That's if I even can catch it. The camera work has become now bad enough that majority of the time you see this or you see this. You don't need me to lie about this. Try and capture some footage off of Impact Wrestling where most of the time they're this, guys. Someone who prides himself on getting good images to explain what's going on in the ring, it has become extremely difficult to find any shots that work now, since now they're copying WWE and doing the camera as close as possible. So now, until they straighten out their camera work, or if I'm lucky enough to capture an image that is important for any storylines or any situation like someone gets hurt, if I caught it or not, or if it's something very funny or something, I will not be putting any images in unless it is important. Flat out. The only thing you'll get is the intro, and that's it. So, I'm sorry. If you like seeing images, unless I can catch it and it's clean, you're not getting anything. I'm sorry. Now, opening. Ultimate X qualifying match. Laredo Kid versus Mike Bailey Speedball. Now, here's the thing. Both of them need to win. Because, let's be honest here. What are they doing with Laredo Kid? Laredo Kid should be given a lot more than what he's getting. I actually feel sorry for Laredo Kid. I've seen him for years. And as far as I know, he's never won the X Division. Now, I could be wrong. I don't remember completely. But as far as I remember, he's been in a whole bunch of competitions. And he's had a chance to almost win it at least once or twice. He's had championship matches. But as far as I remember, and I could be wrong, maybe he has won it at least once. But as far as I know, he has not. He's always been put in this spot, and he never gets anything. And he's a great wrestler. But they do absolutely nothing with him. And he deserves better than to get this treatment from Impact Wrestling. If anybody thinks I'm being mean to Impact right now, well, in this point, yeah, I am going to be kind of mean, because Laredo Kid deserves a little more than what he's getting. And then you see Mike Bailey. And the question is going to be, what's going to happen with Mike Bailey? Is he going to finally get his moment? Now, the match was fine. Mike wins, I'm not surprised. But what made me very happy was seeing Ace Austin at New Japan Pro Wrestling, the best of the Super Juniors. That made me very happy. This is what I've been saying for quite a while. That you need, if your people are there, you need to let them do some type of promo that can really help Impact Wrestling stories. Because he talked about Mike Bailey. He talked about the Ultimate X, which is great. That is exactly what we needed. We needed to hear the champion of the X Division talk about the X Division while he's representing Impact Wrestling at New Japan Pro Wrestling on one of their shows, the best of the Super Juniors. He needed to say something. And him being there, whether you like it or not, is not the issue here. What was the issue? That he was there and they never showed it. Not the wrestling, but him at least doing a promo, talking about it. That I agree with. I commend them. And that's what I'm talking about for Impact. They did a good job here. I'm glad they did this. But they're kind of shafting. No, they're not kind of shafting. They are totally shafting the Laredo Kid. How many years has this man kept coming back and forth to Impact Wrestling and they've done absolutely nothing with him? And I don't think it's because he doesn't want a contract. He keeps coming back every couple of years. He's a good wrestler. They never try to see if he can do anything. Come on. Even if he can't speak Spanish, you had Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix have subtitles in their promo segments, so don't tell me they can't do it. So that's how I feel about it. Now we had locker room talk. You know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm leaving locker room talk out because of what happened later in the night. I'm going to leave that. Now, let's move on to... what do we got here? The 6-woman or 6 knockout tag. Purrazzo, the Tasha Steelz, and the Evans versus Grace, Taya, and the lovely Mia Yim. They're saying this is supposed to mean something for the knockout, well, the women's mountain, the Queen of the Mountain match. How does this really help the women? Honestly, how does this help the knockouts? You guys tell me. Just because the faces get the momentum, does that mean this is going to help an individual? This is what people don't understand. I'm not against women doing the King of the Mountain match in their style. I've never had a problem with it. I said that in this situation, Jeff Jarrett was the focus of it. Now, like I said in the last few videos, you need to have a female equivalent of Jeff Jarrett to make this mean something. If they don't do this with Gail Kim and her trying to be like a Jeff Jarrett, this match will mean absolutely nothing. Because look what you got, a 6 knockout match. About to say title match. You know why? I'd rather see a title match than this. Because what does this actually give the women? You get them all in the ring at the same time. All the women who have been champions, well, almost all the women have been champions. You got Purrazzo's been there. You got Taya. You got Grace. You got Mia Yim. The only one that wasn't a champion was Sienna Evans. Everybody else is a champ or was a champion. Is a champ and was a champ. So seeing all those women there, which made no sense with Evans because she's never been champion, wouldn't it have been better to have someone else there? Like a Rosemary? Wouldn't it have been better to have a Rosemary there than Sienna Evans? Because that would give real, supposedly real momentum for one of these women. Yes, Mia Yim got the pin over Sienna Evans. I understand that. But we still got a month to go. You just threw all 5 of the 6 women that's in that match at this. What now? What now? You just threw 5 out of the 6 participants, for what I understand, that is in the damn ring. So now what? You still got until the 19th of June. Wouldn't it have been better to have a series of matches with outside workers? Wouldn't it have been good to see a Tasha Steelz kill a jobber? Or a Taya Valkyrie kill a jobber? Or a Jordynne Grace? This woman is like that. Wouldn't it have been great to see her kill a jobber? I care more about making each individual woman look good, not just throw them all into a homage because you think it's easier that way. It's lazy booking. It didn't help any of these women. Yes, Mia Yim got the win over Evans, but what is Evans at this point? Evans is just muscle, not very great muscle. And they're not even against Sienna Evans either. I really do believe she needs better training because she's acting still very sloppy in the ring. I truly believe she could be a champion if she gets better training. That's just me. Let's move on to OGK of the Honor No More versus the Good Brothers. And now the interesting bit of what's going on between Carl Anderson and the... far they're going to go with Maria dealing with Carl Anderson. And something going on. Because if you watch the match, which you probably did, when you see at the end when Maria jumps into the ring, angry at Carl, and pretty much gets speared out of her high heel shoes or boots, whatever she was wearing, and it was done by her own husband, you wonder what the hell is going on here. What is happening? Is this a good story of seeing that supposedly Maria had something going on with Carl, and there's some type of animosity between Carl and the Mike Bennett, and maybe he doesn't know what his left hand was doing with the right hand. In other words, what Maria was doing with Carl. You wonder what was going on. Are they going to elaborate on this? Will they start talking about maybe his kids? I know that's going too far. Because honestly, they may go there. Because since Impact Wrestling does some of the stuff that WWE has done, and they've done angles where they talk about kids, multiple times they've done it, it's like you wonder, are they going to go there? Because what are they actually trying to relay in this situation? Are they trying to relay that Carl Anderson had an affair with his wife? Are they trying to say that Carl Anderson could be the daddy of his wife's kids? What? We really need to understand the situation. I'm just saying. Now, let me get this over with. Violence by Design versus the Briscoes. Now, I know I'm skipping one match. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm not forgetting about Marsha, but I gotta do this. Was this important? No. This was a throwaway match for Violence by Design to deal with the Briscoes, so when Slammiversary comes around, maybe they'll have another team they can go up against that's more interesting. Was it a bad match? No. Did it mean anything for the Briscoes? No. Because when it was all over and the Briscoes managed to win the match and Violence by Design beat down the Briscoes, them boys, guess who comes out? And that is Josh Alexander. He nails most of them himself, and then he's facing down Eric Young himself until he gets beaten up, and the Briscoes had to save him. So that makes you wonder, so what are we getting? We're getting a 6-man tag now? Because that sounds like that's what's going to happen. A 6-man tag with the Briscoes and Josh versus Violence by Design. It looks like they're going there. That probably will happen next week or the week after. I don't know when. But this was not about the Briscoes, which I kind of wish it was. Now, I know there's several people who cannot stand a Josh Alexander. I don't personally care if you don't like Josh. And I know you're going to leave a comment there, and one idiot who always keeps saying numbnuts, I'm just going to laugh at you because I think you're stupid. But the point is, even if I think you're stupid or not, the situation here is this. The Briscoes, who just became tag champions, should be spotlighted. Unless they're going to bring in another team that the Briscoes have dealt with. Maybe the... I gotta breathe. The Gorillas of Destiny. God. Oh, I needed that laugh. I haven't had very good laughs lately. But the Gorillas of Destiny could come back to mess with them boys. That might be the reason why you get to see Violence by Design get ended. Because that makes the best sense. Bring in Finjuice. Bring in the Gorillas of Destiny. I don't know why I laugh every time I have to say it. But you get my point. If that's the reason why they did this, it makes perfect sense. The Gorillas of Destiny and them boys, as far as I know, may actually have several matches together. So it will be a good match that could build in Slammiversary. You never know. But if it doesn't, then I feel like the Briscoes have been treated badly, and I do not agree with it. Now, what bad timing. I'm going like what they just presented to us as fans on their show is beyond stupid. First, what did they talk about? Chris Sabin, he has an interview. He doesn't get his chance after what happened with the Gauntlet, but he says, you know what, I still want to make history. I don't have a match at Slammiversary, but you know what? I know what I need to do. He calls out one person. One. And they showed footage of this after that segment of his interview, talking about him going up against Frankie Kazarian. And he says, Frankie, me and you, when we had our matches back then, we were the future. Let's do it again. Let's make this special. Let's make it mean something. Let's have a match. The futures we've had is now, not then. It is now. We are the legends. Let's prove it. He doesn't say it like that, but that's what it looks like. But here's the thing. I don't know if I have the image. In fact, I may just insert it here. This one image. Maybe. I might. If I'm not in a bad mood. I may insert the image if it's there. As far as I know, this fucking match is next week. What in the blue fuck? Why? Why even do the damn match? At all. He said he doesn't have a match at Slammiversary. He didn't win. But he still wanted to do something. So now he called out Frankie to do a match. Why in the blue fuck would you call him out when that could be a match at Slammiversary? Two of the near founding members of TNA, because they had their match maybe 2 or 3 years after TNA had been around, and Sabin had been around since the very beginning almost. Why didn't you just set it up for that? Why couldn't the brass talk to Tony Khan? And I think if Tony is letting him show up on a show, and that's Frankie Kazarian, that means he could show up on the damn fucking pay-per-view. Unless I'm wrong, and this is not next week, because as far as they showed it, it's next week. This damn match is next week. Why would you do that? Why? It could mean something special. It's a 20-year anniversary, and you got these two guys who have been known and synonymous with TNA. And now you're just going to do it next week as a throwaway match. I'm like going, why the hell do I damn care now? If it's at Slammiversary, and they don't do this, I will be interested in seeing it because Kaz is still working for, as far as I know, AEW. And if they're not stopping him, he comes here. No problem. Deonna Purrazzo went over to AEW, who says that he can't come over from to Impact Wrestling. There shouldn't be a problem. But now, here's the second one. Marsha Slamovich versus Reed. I can't remember her name, her first name. She gets destroyed. She gets played with and then destroyed. Fine. It's what we've been seeing from Marsha Slamovich. Just destroying people. And I know there's still going to be a person who's going to say, dude, she's Goldberg. No. She's not Goldberg. She doesn't feel like a Goldberg. She's not acting like a Goldberg. You can have a female equivalent of Goldberg. You know who was the female equivalent of Goldberg? Freaking Chyna. Not just from her look, but from her booking. She was close to a damn Goldberg as you can get as a female. So don't say that Marsha is, because she ain't. She's not a Goldberg. But then, you get Havoc. And I'm probably going to use this as a thumbnail. I'm angry. I'm probably going to use this as a thumbnail. I am so angry. I am botching my words. It's going to be the thumbnail. You bring Havoc out. Havoc wants to show proof because of what happened in locker room talk. Because Havoc and Rosemary want their rematch. And they're being told, you're going to have to prove it. Because the only thing I've seen you doing, they were focusing on Havoc. The only thing you do is lose. So now she's going up against Marsha Slamovich. Next week. Let that fucking sink in to any idiots who thinks this is good booking. You have for months and months and months put Marsha Slamovich to destroy everybody that she's gone up against. Every jobber she's dealt with, she's destroyed. Are you now telling me you're putting her up against one of the main roster women, one of the main roster knockouts, and you're not willing to actually set it up for Slammiversary? To give her that one real straight moment that could actually give her a push that can, well, you do this push of start presenting her more for the next month. You can have Rosemary bottom Marsha. You can have any of the other women bottom Marsha and then get destroyed by her and build her up going into Havoc. You could have done that going into Slammiversary. No. They're just going to get it over with now for no damn reason. And if anybody says she's going up against somebody at Slammiversary, I don't buy it. I will be very surprised she's going to go up against someone established. And understand, Havoc is established. You're throwing her Havoc now. Whether she wins or loses is irrelevant. Instead of making it mean something special for a Marsha Slamovich who you've been showing for months, saying that she's important, saying that she's special, but she's done literally nothing. You've not seen her in the back in any segment. And I'm not talking about her talking, just to see her other than coming out to the ring. Because remember, Goldberg was seen in the back. He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't do anything, but he was seen next to doing his work in the damn ring. We have not got that from Marsha. Nothing. And now you're just going to throw at Havoc. Whether she wins or loses is irrelevant. You just screwed her over by not letting her have this special match. A good rub from an established member of the damn roster. And it should be on the pay-per-view that's a month or so from now. Instead of building up into it, making Marsha mean something, make her feel like something, instead of her been floating for months, you're just going to get it over with next week. And unless they're going to have Slammiversary or an Impact Plus show, which I don't think they will, it's Slammiversary, this is going to mean nothing to Marsha. Because once she beats Havoc, who's next? The women that's going to be in the Queen of the Mountain match, they're not going to throw her at them. Remember, Marsha Slamovich will not be thrown Tasha Steelz, not Taya Valkyrie, not Sienna Evans. I'll be surprised if she's thrown Sienna Evans. Not a Deonna Purrazzo. She will not be thrown Mia Yim. She will not be thrown anyone going into Slammiversary. They don't want those women to be messed up by Marsha. So Marsha will have this match, and it will mean nothing. It's on free TV instead of it meaning something special. I even think I got a picture of them. You know what? I think I got a picture of them, and it's a really close-up, which is dumb. Instead of you pulling back and then slowly going in, you just kept them straight. I think I might add that. I'm angry. This is bullshit. You just screwed up two interesting matches. Sabin going up against Kaz, where they could spend the next month building into it. And then Marsha with Havoc, where you could build up for the next month into it. Going into Slammiversary. I don't care. And I'm angry that I shouldn't be like this. I should care. But this is just me. And I want to make it clear, the show was not bad. It's just those parts were wrong. Marsha with Havoc. Sabin with Kaz. And even them boys, you hope they're going to have something for them after this going into Slammiversary. That's what I'm hoping for. If it's just Violent by Design again or the Good Brothers again, then there was no point in doing this and it hurt them. But it's just me. Peace.